What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to work on our Week 14 rankings for the fantasy football playoffs. So some of us may have a bye week. Now, that means we don't even play this week, so we got a first class ticket to the next round. But for those who has a round 1 matchup this week, make sure to check out the rankings. And if you like any NBA, NFL, fantasy football, fantasy basketball related content, make sure you do subscribe. So unfortunately, the only cheat sheet creator I could find was for draft day. So we're just going to try to make do with what we got. Now, I do have like their opponents and everything right over here, and I have the cheat sheet over here. So let's just try our best to make this work. Compared to the Fantasy Pros consensus ranking of all their experts and everything like that. So I'm just going to have my rankings compared to theirs. All right, let's start off at quarterback. And at quarterback, they have Lamar Jackson number 1. I definitely agree with this. I know he plays the Bills. It's a tough defense, but it's Lamar Jackson. He's going to be my number 1 quarterback for the rest of the season. Usually I'd have Mahomes over here, but he plays the Patriots. They're going to give him trouble. Let's see. Rodgers plays Washington. Wilson plays the Rams. I definitely think Rodgers will be the second. Where's Deshaun? Deshaun plays Denver. That's kind of also another tough matchup, so we'll keep him there. I think the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is pretty good here. Now they have Carson Wentz, who plays the Giants. Another pretty good matchup. Dak Prescott, however, I don't like. I actually have Jameis above him, Kirk above him, Kyler Murray above him. Dak plays the Bears, and that's a really tough defense to score on. They had their defensive problems, but they're kind of getting it back together. So Dak, I would not start this week. Let's see, Jameis plays Indiana. It's a nice matchup. Kirk Cousins plays the Lions. A pretty good matchup. Kyler Murray plays Pittsburgh. That's another tough matchup. So actually, I have 2 quarterbacks not in their top 10 that would actually make my top 10. And that's Sam Darnold and Ryan Tannehill. So I'm just going to drag them over here. Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott. Yeah, they fall out of the top 10 for me this week. Ryan Tannehill plays the Raiders. He's been playing incredible. And Sam Darnold has a nice matchup with Miami Dolphins. So they definitely have to make my top 10. Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott just fall out of it. So let's look at the tier 2. Tom Brady against Kansas City. Now everybody knows against Kansas City you have to run the ball to win. So I think the perfect game manager is just going to keep running that ball. So I don't really think he's going to do that good. Drew Brees plays the 49ers. I don't really want to start him there. Jared Goff, Seattle, right? Yeah, Jared Goff plays Seattle. I like him over Brady. I like Josh Allen over Brady. He might have some trouble against the Baltimore defense, but again, over Brady. Drew Brees is another quarterback. He plays the 49ers this week. That's a really, really tough matchup. I'm not too big on him. Baker. Who does Baker play? Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I'll definitely take him over Tom Brady and Breeze. I should take him over Josh Allen as well. Matt Ryan. Atlanta plays the Panthers. Again, I'll take them over Tom Brady and Drew Brees as well. Would I have him over Josh Allen? Yeah, I think I'll have Matt Ryan over Josh Allen. Actually, I have him over Baker as well. Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo. 49ers. Brissett against Tampa Bay. Yeah, I like that more. This seems about right for my top 20. Now, if you're in the playoffs and you have to start any of the other starting quarterbacks, I don't even know how you made it to the playoffs, to be honest. I wouldn't want to start any of them. Maybe take a shot with Gardner Minshew. Otherwise, maybe Mr. Fitzpatrick if he has a nice matchup. Otherwise, I would not start anyone over here. So let's move on to the running backs. And just like Lamar Jackson with the quarterbacks, I'm always going to have Christian McCaffrey as my number 1 running back. He's just playing out of his mind. He's a PPR monster. I can't see myself starting anyone over him any week, no matter who he plays. Now, Elliott, I also have number 2. He plays the Bears defense, but Dallas should really ride him all day long. Just let him go to work. Derrick Henry's kind of interesting. He has been going off recently, but I don't have him in my top 5. I actually have Dalvin Cook above him. Number 3, he plays against, who was it again? The Lions. It's a pretty good matchup for him. And the Vikings, they really need a win. They're probably going to be short Adam Thielen again, so they're definitely going to run. Now, he is hurt, so it's all dependent on if he plays. I believe he's going to play, otherwise they wouldn't have him ranked so high. And it's pointing toward that he's going to play anyway, so. And again, I also have Leonard Fournette above Derrick Henry, another running back that's been going off as of late. He plays the Chargers, and they just haven't been able to stop the run recently. And Fournette has been running amazing, and he's actually getting a lot of catches. I think he had 9 catches the other game. He's become a PPR kind of guy. He doesn't get that many yards out of it, but he gets a lot of catches. Derrick Henry definitely does make my top 5, though. Kamara against the 49ers. That's tough for me. I definitely see Chubb playing better and Aaron Jones playing better. Actually, who does Aaron Jones play? Yeah. Chubb plays Cincinnati. Aaron Jones plays the the Redskins. Was a 2 pretty good matches for these guys. And Le'Veon Bell actually plays the Dolphins. I know that. So that's another really great matchup. I actually might have Bell over Aaron Jones. Yeah, that looks about right. Kamara and Saquon. Yeah, they would round out the top 10 for me. I would take Kamara over Saquon, actually. Saquon's just not been playing that well. His matchup's not that bad. Kamara's definitely much worse, but Saquon's just not been providing recently. That definitely rounds out my top 10. Let's move on. So this is where it gets interesting. I actually have Miles Sanders as my 11th running back. He has a crazy good matchup against the Giants. Not only that, but Josh Howard probably won't play. And he's been like an all-purpose threat for the Eagles. He's basically done it all for them. And they really need him. Melvin Gordon. I actually like Josh Jacobs against Tennessee above him. I think Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler are going to split a lot of the work. It's really going to hinder them. I like Ingram more than Gurley. I like Eckler more than Lindsey. Who does Freeman play? Devontae Freeman plays Carolina. I like him over Mixon. Mixon has been pretty disappointing this year. Just, I don't know. That entire Bengals offense has just been pretty disappointing. I actually like Freeman over Lindsey as well. And Chris Carson is where it gets a little interesting. He has his fumbling issues. Rashad Penny is playing out of his mind. I actually have Rashad Penny not too far down from here. But for now, we'll leave Chris Carson in our top 20. 21. They have Devin Singletary, David Montgomery, James White. Guys, Kenyon Drake, I would take over all of these guys, actually. He's apparently the starting running back in Arizona now. It really sucks for David Johnson owners, but it is what it is. Sony Michel, I do like as well. Above Singletary, though. Yeah, I'll take Sony Michel over Singletary. Like I said earlier, the way you beat the Chiefs is just to run the ball, and the Patriots know that, and they're definitely going to have a lot of game script on their hands. David Montgomery, however, I'll take James White over them. I know the Patriots are really going to use their running backs. Darius Geis. Who does Geis? Green Bay. Yeah, I'll take Geis over Montgomery. Let's see. The rest sound about right. Kareem Hunt, Jamal Williams, Benny Snell, LaShawn McCoy. Round sounds about right. And again, actually, I'm gonna move Rashad Penny up. I'll have Rashad Penny right around here. Benny Snell is interesting. James Conner doesn't play. Definitely have him up here. He hasn't been able to provide even last week. He didn't really do much with opportunity. LaShawn McCoy, again, he plays the Patriots, so that's really tough to start him. Tevin Coleman is someone that definitely has to move up in this list, in my opinion. Even though he plays the Dallas Cowboys, actually, I have him right above Penny. Now, Ronald Jones, Tarek Cohen, that sounds about right. Jonathan Williams is going to start for Indiana, hopefully again. Bo Scarborough. Not sure how it's pronounced, but I have him over Mostert. I'll take him over Hyde. I like Cohen better just for his pass catching ability. Patrick Layard, I also like. Raheem Mostert is pretty interesting as well. Last week he just had a crazy good week. Matt Breida most likely won't play, so we'll see how that works out. And that about rounds up the top 40. Now I wanted to talk about Jordan Howard, Matt Breida, and James Conner. Like I said earlier, these three, they most likely won't be playing this week, but just monitor them. If they do play, I know James Conner probably hit the top 15 easily. Same with Breida, and Jordan Howard will probably round out the top 25. So that's something to consider. Moving on to the wide receivers, I have Davante Adams over Michael Thomas. Again, Saints play the 49ers. It's really hard to score on them. Davante Adams plays Washington, a pretty light defense. Now, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin's where it gets really interesting. I feel like one week Mike Evans is going off, one week Chris Godwin is going off nowadays. But I definitely have them both in my top 5. Now, would I start Nuke over them is the question. He plays Indiana. No. Tampa Bay plays Indiana. Wow. Tampa Bay plays Indiana. Nuke plays Denver. I think I'll have Mike Evans this week, and then Hopkins, then Godwin. Now, they have Julian Edelman as number 6. Tyreek 7. DJ Moore. Edelman plays Kansas City. Again, I think the Patriots are going to run, so I don't know about that. Tyreek, again, he has to play the Patriots, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I actually like Cooper Kupp above both of them. He plays Seahawks. Pretty important game. And DJ Moore, he has been going off. I probably will take them. I'll probably take DJ Moore over both of them, as well as DJ Shark. Yeah. DJ Shark plays Chargers. DJ Moore plays Atlanta. I actually put DJ Moore above Shark. Edelman and Hill. Yeah, I think that's good for the top 10. Now we have Stephon Diggs versus the Lions. Definitely have him up there. Landry. I'm actually going to have Keenan Allen above Jarvis Landry. Allen Robinson again, also above Jarvis Landry. The Chicago Bears, they suck on offense, but Allen Robinson is the only person you can start on them. Devontae Parker is another guy that's been going off as of late. I like where he's ranked. I would actually have Cortland Sutton a little bit higher. Definitely above Calvin Ridley and Amari Cooper. Tyler Lockett's kind of interesting, but actually I have Amari and Tyler Lockett over Calvin Ridley. But then again, if Julio Jones doesn't play again, I would have Calvin Ridley like up here. Let's look at it as he's not playing, because I think it's pointing towards he's not playing. I'd probably have Calvin Ridley right around here, around these 3 areas. Devontae Parker, Amari Cooper, that sounds good. John Brown is another wide receiver, been going off. Tyler Boyd. I'll actually take Jeffrey over all of them. He plays. Who does Alshon Jeffrey? Just so. Giants, yeah, it's a pretty good matchup. John Brown against the Ravens. That's going to be tough. Robert Woods, I like. Galladay, I like. So they do have Julio ranked here. Seems kind of low. If Julio plays, he's going to be like right here somewhere. He's going to be definitely in the top 8, but it's looking like he's not going to play. Um, Michael Gallup, it's a good one. All right, let's move on. Over here, Marvin Jones, much higher on him. He plays, who does he play? Minnesota, yeah. Him and Galladay, they should have a pretty nice day. Minnesota is a tough defense, but it's just been easy to throw on them, kind of. Will Fuller, I like. Sterling Shepard, actually, I'd have him above. And DK Metcalf below them. I'd have Tyrell Williams definitely above DK Metcalf as well. D.D. Westbrook, another guy. I have Marquise Brown over Samuel. And then these were the wide receivers that I want to talk about, the injured ones. T.Y. Hilton, A.J. Green, Juju, Thielen, and John Ross, I believe, is coming back this week. And Josh Gordon is an interesting name because he's still adjusting to his team. It's looking like A.J. Green's definitely not going to play this week. It's looking like he's not even going to play this season at this point. T.Y. Hilton might be able to play, but so far I don't think he practiced yet, so it's looking kind of less likely. Again, also looking less likely for Adam Thielen. Juju has a shot, and John Ross is returning. So it'll be interesting to monitor those guys as well. Moving on to tight ends. This one's a quick one. Travis Kelce plays the Patriots. I like George Kittle above him. Zach Ertz plays the Giants. It's a pretty good matchup, although he's been pretty disappointing as of late. He's kind of been picking it up. Hunter Henry against Jacksonville. I like that. Darren Waller. Tennessee, I'm not so sure about that one. Mark Andrews at Buffalo, I kind of move him down. I think I'd have Jared Cook above Mark Andrews this week. Jared Cook plays who? Oh no, he plays the 49ers actually. I think I'll take Andrews over him. Jack Doyle, Tampa Bay, that's a pretty good matchup. Goddard. I feel like Zach Ertz is going to have a better game than Goddard this week, but they play a lot of two tight end formation, so it's kind of hard to take him out. Ryan Griffin. I actually have Hollister above Ryan Griffin, Goddard, and Jack Doyle, actually. He got like 8 targets last week. Clearly playing really well with Russell Wilson. They really like to throw to him, and he's been really eating up a lot of targets, so you gotta start that guy. Now, over here we have Higbee against Seattle. Gesicki, I'm not too big on. I think I'd rather have Kyle Rudolph over him. Vance, I'd probably start over him. Noah Fant, I'd probably start over him. Jimmy, Jonas Smith, definitely. Yeah, Mike Gesicki falls for me a big bunch. Let's see. However, I think the rest of it looks pretty good. However, now Evan Ingram. He's a really interesting one. He should be playing this week. Not sure yet, but he should be. He will definitely be in the top 5 if he does play. Probably right underneath Darren Waller, actually, so I think that's 6 if he does play. Alright, so let's move on to the defenses. Now, the defenses are really, really interesting this week. Green Bay is ranked number 1 against Washington. I definitely agree with that. Who was the other one that I had up here? The Jets. I have the Jets in my top 5. They play Miami. It's just too good of a matchup. I know Fitzpatrick kind of has been balling out, but it's really too good of a matchup to avoid. The Steelers I really like as well. I have them as my number 2. They play the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's really been struggling. Cardinals in general have really been struggling. The Vikings against Detroit, definitely like that matchup. I would actually have Philly above the Ravens. They play the Giants, and I believe Daniel Jones is not playing. So Eli might be playing, but I don't know if that's good or bad for the Eagles. To be honest, they both are pretty mistake prone, so let's see who else we have here. I'd have the Jets over the Ravens. Texans play Denver. It's not a bad spot for them. Cowboys versus the Bears. Not bad. Browns. I would actually take the Browns over Texans. And Cowboys, they play the Bengals, and again, they have nothing going for them. Saints. San Francisco. No, I definitely wouldn't have the Saints up here. I'd actually have 49ers above the Saints. I'd have the Bears over the Saints as well. Let's see. Who else we got? Chargers might not be a bad choice. Gardner Minshew is starting this week. I actually like him more than Nick Foles, but he does make his mistakes, so it's not bad to start over there. Buccaneers play Indiana. No. Titans. Oakland. Not too bad. Rams play Seattle. I would have them up here. Jaguars is one team that I would move up. Phillip Rivers has been making his mistakes. Yeah, that looks good. Buccaneers. Yeah. That looks pretty good for the defensive ones. And finally, we have the kickers. So they have Justin Tucker, Mason Crosby, Greg Zuerlein, Will Lutz. I would rather have Greg Zuerlein and Will Lutz. I think these are your top 3 kickers no matter what this year. Oh, and Butker, but he plays New England. So, yeah. Tucker, Zuerlein, Lutz, and Butker would make my top 4 all year long. Then we have Crosby. I like Jake Elliott over Crosby. Oh, so Blair Walsh. It's not Blair Walsh. This is Young Hoku. There just wasn't an icon for him, so I had to have the only Atlanta kicker available. I actually do like him, Young Hoku, over Mason Crosby as well. Matt Gay as well. And I like Siebert over Butker. Jason Myers makes sense. Robbie Gould. I like Brett Maher over him. Oswell. Zane Gonzalez makes a little bit of sense. Adam Vinatieri plays. I think it's Houston, right? No, Tampa Bay. I also like that matchup. A lot of opportunity for him to get a couple of kicks. Their defense is pretty soft. Sly. I actually have Sly going down. They just fired Ron Rivera, so you don't really know what they're going to show on offense. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how they work. Josh Lambo's fine. Boswell is fine. I think I'd have Robbie Gould a little bit higher. Probably around Fairbairn. Yeah, that looks about right. So that's it for my Week 14 fantasy football rankings. Congratulations on making it this far to the fantasy playoffs. Not everyone can be here, obviously. And hopefully we could all win a championship together. I'll be back next week with my Week 15 rankings. And again, if you like fantasy basketball, fantasy football, or just NBA and NFL related content, please do subscribe so you don't miss out. See you soon.